What's going on YouTube? JT is Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about Superman issue number 3. This one is written by Joshua Williamson with art by Jamal Campbell, and this is another pretty solid issue overall. I did enjoy this first little story arc with the whole Night of the Parasite thing. Like I said, the Jamal Campbell artwork, it just feels like a perfect match made in heaven for Superman. Every panel looks gorgeous. The colors really pop. The story, like I said, is continuing off the previous two, where Parasite kind of is infecting the whole city, if you will, like as a power vacuum, but Superman, also getting infected with the thing, has to turn to somebody he didn't originally want to turn to in Lex Luthor, and they all have to kind of team up and work things out, kind of something that Lex originally wanted anyways. And the way they have to solve the problem is actually pretty smart. I like the fact that you get to showcase more of Superman's intelligence, and even then sometimes he knows he's kind of forced to have to deal with Lex Luthor. And Lex Luthor, again, one of the greatest villains of all time, and him just kind of working with this whole Supercorp angle, and you never exactly know what Lex is kind of plotting. He's always 2 steps ahead of everyone. Obviously it's going to have some nefarious purposes, and it's understandable why Superman wouldn't trust a guy like him, but it does make things a little bit more interesting with this whole Supercorp angle. It's something that feels kind of fresh and unique to it all. And of course, we get the moments with Superman and Lois. Again, this came out on Superman Day, which was a few days ago. Some really beautiful artwork. If you're a Superman and Lois fan, you get some nice bits there. Some funny lines like, get a room, and you have the twins there, and it looks like Connor and Kara and John and all that having a pretty good time together, and it just all pleasant smiles and that. And of course, the ending of the issue has Superman dealing with Lex Luthor, and what almost looks like a proposal moment with the whole Superman thing, but it's him giving the watch to where, okay, if you need me, I'll be around. And now Lex is gonna have to work with Superman, and Superman's gonna have to work with him, and Mercy Graves like, okay, let's get to work. I have the situation, he's kind of caught that he kind of has no choice but to work with this thing. Was like, but he's going to keep a close eye on it. So I thought that was pretty exciting. It's a quick read. That's one thing about Williamson's books, is it's not his stories, they just fly by really quickly. Like issues of it, you could read it rather quickly. A lot of it relies on the artwork, which I like too. It's nice to have the visual storytelling, but it's not overly dialogue heavy, if you will. It's not like reading a story where the dialogue boxes take up half the page, and you're just kind of reading, as opposed to kind of like a nice blend of both dialogue, written words, and the visual storytelling, if you will. So if you need a story that goes by pretty quickly, looks beautiful from page 1 to the final page, and wraps things up in a pretty interesting bit. There's still some lingering plot threads, which I'm sure the run will get into, but I think for the most part it was a pretty satisfying conclusion to this 3-issue story arc. Having read his work on The Flash, you'll know that a lot of his story arcs wrap up rather quickly, maybe 2 to 3 issues. Yeah, there will still be some lingering plot threads that carry onward, but eventually we'll get to those. I don't know how long he's going to stay on Superman. It seems like he's writing every book imaginable at DC, because he's gonna be doing Green Arrow, and then he's gonna be doing Batman and Robin. I'm sure there's creator-owned stuff, but like, that man just never stops writing. And the only thing that will concern me is if the quality dwindles. But Batman and Robin isn't supposed to come out until September, so hopefully he's already got a lot of it written out, and that'll pick up the pace too. And this Superman book maintains its quality, and the artwork, of course, by Jamal Campbell looks great. I think Jamal Campbell is a perfect artist for Superman, and it definitely looks better during the day than at nighttime with the style, but this was more of a night-focused Superman story, and generally Superman's in the day, so it was a nice bit of a stark contrast. But like I said, it looks great, some beautiful looking designs, and it's a fun story that leaves on an interesting note, so I can't really complain about it. So yeah, if you've been reading Superman, kudos to you. I think it's been pretty solid with the first 3 issues. Hopefully it maintains this momentum going through with the rest of the book, and it doesn't drop in quality. And I'm looking forward to seeing what comes next, especially with the whole girl that showed up in the last issue, the Wild Wild West character, the Moon Knight lady, if you will. Or I'm trying to draw a blank on her name at the moment, but it should be fun to see what happens there. All right, well, that's all I got to say. As always, take care now. Bye-bye then, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.